Well, hello hyperspace, my name is Davontos and it's time to get hyped because this is some Overwatch gameplay and there's actually a lot of stuff that should be hitting us come September or next month. So, start things off, we already know we're going to have that new palace map, whatever it was called, Widowmaker's Castle, and it's going to feature in Team Deathmatch and Free-For-All, which are two new game modes that's also coming next month. Well, today, Blizzard actually released a little cinematic short. It's not as high quality as the Soldier cinematic and so on, but it was a really funny cinematic short featuring Junkrat and Roadhog. And it was basically teasing their level called Junkertown. Now, there's been a lot of rumors floating around about Junkertown, and I guess it's official that Junkertown is actually a thing, and this map is going to be an escort map, much like the one you're seeing right now, Route 66. It means you get to the payload, escort it to the other side, and win. And if you're on the defending side, well, stop them from escorting the payload. Now, about Junkertown. It looks to be very open, but it also has, it looks like the payload is going to be traveling along a lot of open areas. Like, you know, Route 66 has this little open spot, but then when you get to the gas station, once the payload makes a left, it tends to be very tight. It looks like Junkertown is going to be open all the way through, but there are going to be little pockets that are meant for close quarters. So it's like a lot of flank routes, but whoever's on the payload is going to be in the open all the time, which makes them very vulnerable to snipers and divers like Genji and Doomfist and so on. So it can probably be very interesting to play on that map. Now, it's not on the PTR yet. It should be going on the PTR within, I think, a week or so. And, well, I'll give you guys some information on my thoughts on the map when it releases on PTR. Of course, I don't have PC, but I'm going to watch a ton of gameplay on it, and I'll give you guys my thoughts on how it should play out on console. Because, as you guys know, console and PC play out a little differently. Now, also, there are huge changes to heroes. The most noticeable is Junkrat. Junkrat is now going to get 2 concussion mines. This is actually out on the PTR. It should be hitting console within the next update sometime on September. Junkrat now has 2 concussion mines, which means you can basically throw one on the floor, detonate it while you're airborne, throw another one at your feet, detonate it, and fly even higher. And his Riptire now travels, I believe, 20 or 30% faster, which is pretty good. It could still be destroyed, but it's going to be a little more difficult to destroy his Riptire. Roadhog can now take a breather while moving, and while he's taking his breather, he has, I think, a 50% damage reduction, which basically means he has hyper armor as he's taking his breather, which makes him more tanky, pretty much. They didn't fix up his gun. He still does not have that one-shot kill potential, which is pretty good because it was... I feel like it was a little cheap for Rogue to have such an ability. Now, also with D.Va. Now, this is actually the newest information we've gotten on Overwatch Heroes with D.Va, and I am so excited for this. D.Va is going to have the ability to shoot missiles. But the catch to it is her defense matrix activation time will be cut in half. At the moment, D.Va's defense matrix is, I believe, 4 to 5 seconds, and once D.Va gets this missile update, she'll only have defense matrix active for about 2.5 seconds. Which doesn't really hurt my playstyle too much personally because I don't really use defense matrix that much. I'm more staying in the back line and giving support fire, and I dive the squishies and then dive back out. So, with this missile update, they say you can fire the missiles as you're firing your shotguns, so that will be really interesting to do. And they also said when you're flying with D.Va, you can now use both the missiles and the shotguns while you have your boosters activated, which basically makes her a very powerful dive hero, kind of like Winston. You know, Winston dives in there, gets the damage, and then he dives out. It looks like D.Va's going to be the same way. It looks like she's going to dive in there while firing, and, you know, she stays in there, it does missile damage, does shotgun damage, allowing her team to move up. So she's going to become a very, very aggressive tank. I would take it she would be played very similar to the way the old D.Va used to play when she had 500 armor and 100 health. You guys remember that? That was like the tanky D.Va that everybody used to use, and they used to call her like a bully because she would just jump in there and get a whole bunch of damage and a whole bunch of kills and then leave before you could do anything because she just had so much armor. Well, I feel like this new missile like D.Va is going to play the same way. Now, the missiles are not going to replace her primary weapon. She can still fire the shotguns. It's just the missiles, I'm probably guessing, are going to be like a secondary fire, kind of like Soldier 76. He has his machine gun for primary and then the biotic rifle, the missile, whatever, the nuke tube for a secondary fire. I kind of guess that's how D.Va's going to play out as well, which will lead to very, very interesting D.Va playstyles. Now, at the moment, D.Va's more like a dive tank, more of a support kind of tank, and with this missile update, we don't know how strong these missiles are going to be, but if they're anything like Torbjorn's Molten Core missiles or Soldier 76's missiles from his rifle, they should be fairly powerful, which means she's going to be kind of like a mobile Bastion alongside... She's basically going to be a mobile version of Torbjorn's turret, which means she can counter Pharah, and she's already a very powerful counter to snipers, so I don't know, I feel like this buff, I'm not going to say it's overpowered because it's way too early to determine that, but I think this missile buff for D.Va is going to completely change her playstyle, and it's going to offer more variety for, well, playstyles for D.Va, preferably more aggressive playstyles. There's also a small buff to Widowmaker. Now, Widowmaker's damage output is exactly the same, the only difference is with her Venom Mine. Now, players or enemies who trigger the Venom Mine can now be seen through walls only by Widowmaker. So that means you can, well, snipe as Widowmaker, place your Venom Mine in a secure location that basically gets your 6, and if an enemy triggers it, you'll be notified of it, as usual, and you can see them through the wall as they're making their way to you. Basically securing Widowmaker, making her more of a campy kind of sniper, and also with her grappling hook, it has a cooldown time. The original cooldown time is, I believe, 12 seconds. When the new Widowmaker, once it launches next month, it'll have an 8-second cooldown, so she can now grapple faster, and she'll be alerted and be able to see you through walls if you trigger her Venom Mine. And finally, there's a huge buff to Orisa. Now with Orisa, her barrier is going to be, I believe it was 30 or 50% larger. It's basically about as large as Reinhardt's barrier now, and the health is still at 900, which I believe is a little weak, but anyway, it's about as big as Reinhardt's barrier, and it doesn't curve as much. You know how Orisa's barrier is kind of like a half sphere? Well, more like a quarter of a sphere. Well, this new barrier is going to still have its curved edges, but it wouldn't curve as much. It's just going to be much larger, which means it can protect more teammates. And also her projectile speed for both bullets and gravity ball have been increased by, what was it, 10-20%, which means her gravity ball is going to be very powerful and her bullets are going to hit targets more frequently. And that's basically about it. That's all the updates I can remember from this Overwatch stuff. And the one I'm really excited for is Orisa, because I've been using a lot of Orisa, and especially D.Va, because you guys know me, I love D.Va. I'm a D.Va main, and D.Va's my waifu, and everything with D.Va just screams to me. So I'm really excited for this D.Va stuff. I cannot wait to try this missile update on this D.Va. What do you guys think about these updates for Junkrat, Roadhog, D.Va, Orisa, Widowmaker, and everyone else? Would it actually fit your playstyle if you use those heroes? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, punch that like button with a mighty force. You can follow me up on Twitter at Davontos, man. I'll leave you guys with the rest of the gameplay because it's about over right now. And as always, I'll see all of you in the next video. Have a nice day.